Ladies and gentlemen, more to the point, it's Unscripted with the crack man, Bill Krackomberger. Oh, yeah. Billy!
Hey,
Billy,
thanks for the music.
what's happening?
That's so cool. How
you
you guys doing?
Doing great. It's a long time no see.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in. I got to tell you something. I went home last night. I got 2 cups of hot tea because I was out yesterday morning. I left the house at 9:20 in the morning, and I didn't get home until we were home. Like I don't know, 11 o'clock, 10:30, something like that. It was just out all day, and I was at different meetings with people from the conferences that were here and meeting different groups
G2E.
of people, G2E.
Yeah.
And I did a couple shows yesterday, so it was like back to back to back to back. I did my podcast yesterday, and I was just, by the time I got home, I was beat up, man.
Yeah.
And,
you're a busy man.
No, just this time of the year. That's all, really. And it's football time. And, yeah.
Bill had his first Carbone experience last night.
Carbone.
Oh,
very good.
First time ever, Bill?
Oh, by the way, I never even told you how that food was excellent.
Yeah.
I never got to really tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of talking last night. We were with
you were
a couple
great.
guys that were they both on the show yesterday?
No, just Dean was
Tom
on.
Hagen? No, Hagen wasn't. It was the other guy.
Yeah, Dean was on. That's right.
Dean from Profit Exchange.
Yes.
We had dinner with him and their lawyer.
Yeah.
And I asked the lawyer, I said, so what kind of law do you do? And he just has one client, them. And I said, you're like Tom Hagen.
Like Tom
so
Hagen.
I gave him the
from
name
Godfather.
I gave him the name Tom Hagen. He's got one client only.
Do you think he understood the reference?
Probably not.
Probably
They're kids.
not.
They're kids. They're so young.
They're so
like
young.
when you see he's like 28 and 29. Like
Yeah.
they're kids. And maybe, a lot of the kids don't really know The Godfather. They may know Goodfellas under 30.
That's right.
But like I was with some people last week that didn't know the movie Casino.
Kelly's young-ish.
Let me weigh in a little
Yeah.
bit. As a 36-year-old, okay, I have seen The Godfather multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, 10
but you're in
plus
the
times.
pulse of the gaming business here. I'm not saying.
Yeah, sure, but I wouldn't have known the name. I wouldn't have known the name
Oh,
if you just said
wouldn't have known
if you
Tom
just
Hagen.
made if you
Where
just said
I'm
the
a
name.
sick bastard. I know every single part of the whole entire thing. You name one thing, and, and I'll know every single scene.
Did you have enough food? That's all I'm concerned about. I just want you to be happy.
I got to be honest with you. I could have had more. No, I'm just saying. It's if you're asked.
I know. Yes.
Do you want to know why?
Because we went communal.
And I let you guys have the bulk of the food.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I felt like I didn't want you. I didn't want to jump right in there and just start, gavoning.
What did you like the best?
I'll tell you the pasta, that spicy pasta.
Spicy vodka rigatoni.
Oh man, that was unbelievable. And al dente, like I like it nice. The
All right,
veal
next time,
parmesan
next
was
time
good.
just me and you, and you can just eat like a banshee.
Yeah,
just go crazy.
like I'm going to the electric chair. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bill just named the best 2 things on the menu.
Oh,
I say that as a guy who's
Oh.
only eaten there like 6
But
or
this
7
is-
times,
but-
and I basically order
That was my
those
first
2
time.
same
But
things.
this is what I do for first-time people. I
Yeah.
just say we're going greatest hits. We're not going album cuts.
And the first time
Yeah.
I was ever there, it was those 2 dishes
Yeah.
with you. Yep.
Yep.
And by the way, thank you to the Profit Exchange guys. And,
That's right.
And I want to tell you something too. This is going to be a weird subject, probably.
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
Gill, you have to let them pay. And I'll tell you, I love paying for dinner. I always pay for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to, literally scalp my brain for everything, and I've talked a lot. I thought I talked too much, actually. And I gave them a lot of good information. Yeah, they're going to pay. And I don't talk like that. I pay for dinner.
Yeah.
If I go out, I pay. It's like Tony Soprano. I go out, I pay.
Yeah.
When you get older, you go out, you pay. That's what he told the kid. But when someone goes out to dinner, you let them pay. When they're using your information that you're going to give them. I gave them guys a lot of good, just street talk and stuff from my side of the counter.
Oh, it's great.
Someone that was betting for many, many years, for 3 decades I did bet at a couple of places like that, and I've never bet at Betfair, but I have bet at some places like that. And
they enjoyed it tremendously. They absolutely did.
No, good guys too.
For those who are like, hey, G2E, is it worth coming into town for G2E? Have you had a good G2E experience?
I've had 3 different meetings with people that requested them to meet with me and talk and things, and it was good. That last night they really didn't request me, those guys, but I just showed up because of you, and I got to tell them a lot of things that I thought maybe helped them with their business or something. And let me tell you something. Let me be real blunt. I didn't say it to those guys last night. I probably should have, Gill. Their model is fantastic for guys like me, for sports bettors like me.
Yeah, talking about betting exchanges.
Betting
now.
exchanges.
Yeah.
They're fantastic for guys like me. I'm sorry. These under 40 crowd or whatever, they are just, they want to play at their spots that they see on TV at Yankee Stadium, DraftKings, FanDuel. Right. They want to play at their places. They want to get their $200 bonus. They don't realize the value of an exchange, how it's worth so much money to you at the end of the year.
This is what we talked about yesterday on a numbers game.
Well, I'm telling you from a player standpoint.
Yeah, no, this is what we talked about because I said I asked him, do you think in the same way that in-game betting took so many years to catch on in the United States, we're not as sharp as the Brits in that kind of way, right?
Yeah.
Where it was already over 50% of the handle more than a decade ago.
Yeah.
Will exchanges will it take a long, long time for people to sort of grasp? First of all, it's only in one jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's got to. It's just it's a very specific conversation now. But anyway, they're very aware of sort of the context in which it lives.
From what they said last night, there's some really juicy things to be looked at with their profit exchange. I have to really see it myself. That's great. I'm looking forward to it.
Bill Krackomberger, Unscripted. Gill Alexander, Kelley, Bydlon, and, of course, Bill Krackomberger, Unscripted with the Crackman, Bill Krackomberger. By the way, I just want to mention, after the show today, I am doing the Megapod from this here table. Rufus Peabody, our guest on the show today. Rufus and I did an exchange. Jeff Ma and Rufus Peabody were kind enough to have me on Bet the Process pod. So I'll retweet that out. Nice. And this Tennis Channel podcast called Inside In, hosted by Mitch Michaels, which I was honored to be on as well. That should be out today. So it's podcast mania today. Podcast mania. Beating the Book Megapod will be out a little later on today. Crack, part of the dinner yesterday is those guys were talking about how they were bungee jumpers and skydiving. And your idea was then what?
I just said I would try it. Is there, because I know that I'm slightly bigger than the average skydiver.
No.
So I was saying to myself, obviously that would hold me though because there's like tandem things.
Right. Yeah.
So I said, Gill, I would actually go with you tandem, but I'm not going to be on top. Yeah. No, I would do it.
I was like, I'm not going to be on the bottom of this.
Yeah, I would do a tandem.
Can you imagine that picture?
Yeah, no.
Both of us having that.
A, I would love to see that. Yeah. B, Bill, I would respect you, man, because I'm not doing either one of those.
I like any kind of, I'll go on any single roller coaster, the worst, upside down, crazy rides. I'll do all that stuff.
Good for you.
No,
oh, really?
I don't possess that gene.
I'm the guy, Billy, you brought it up. You see the tandem skydivers, and I still look at that, and I'm like, nope, I need to drop 75 pounds before I'd even consider it.
But here's the
first thing you think.
But here's my question. For anybody who has skydived before, I'd like an answer on this. Bungee jumping, there's no chance in hell, right?
Oh, yeah.
But here's my question about skydiving.
Just sit there like a yo-yo for 20 minutes till they reel you back in. Come on.
Just forget it. There's no chance. But skydiving, which is out of an airplane, right? Are you so high, and I really mean this sincerely, are you so high in the air that your perception of elevation, or your perception of altitude in this case, is so skewed that it doesn't process the same way?
I know what you mean, because it's like when you fly in an airplane, and if you're scared of heights, it doesn't really affect you because you're in an airplane, you're so high up.
But when in other words, when you're about to bungee jump, you are aware. You're like, oh my God, forget this.
That's my point. But with
skydiving, is it so high that you're just like, I don't even know what this is. Oh, sure, I'll just fall out, and then a parachute comes. I don't know. Maybe I'm diminishing it, but you understand what I'm saying.
I think you're right. I'm not a heights guy. So I'm that guy. If I'm on your 6th floor balcony,
this is me.
I'm not hanging over the railing like this. I'm like the guy who's a couple feet in. I'm a little scared of that.
That's me.
But if I'm up in an airplane, I don't have a problem, right? You're so far up that your perception.
Well, you're also in an iron tube at that point. But I'm just saying.
We're rolling the dice on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really get the perception that way. Anyway, so Bill, that was Bill's idea. Yeah. Tandem skydiving.
And then after dinner, I haven't said this yet.
Okay.
After dinner, the two guys went their own way. Tom Hagen and his buddy went their one way, and we go the other way.
Yeah.
Gill and I noticed Gill walking with a little pep in his step. Huh? It's like, hey, Gill, what's going on today? Oh, I had a good day in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
No, that's always fun, though, to cash some good tickets.
Do you guys have pep in my step, really?
A little pep, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you guys were talking earlier about, did I hear right? Because when I walked in, hedging and you were hedging, like maybe your futures.
We had a hedging question, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I'll tell you, I always say the same thing. I'm not a hedge guy. I'm not going to take one of the buyouts, which are ridiculous compared to what the real number should be.
Yeah.
And that's on any kind of bet, by the way, guys, not just hedging. But also, now there could be a situation that comes because you've bet something early in the season, and it's going to return a real lot of money compared to your average bet.
Yes.
That you may want to hedge because of that.
Yes.
That payout, let's say it's a $20,000 payout, your average bet's $500. Well, now you got 40 to 1. Are you going to bet $20,000 on a game?
No, we always say this. If it's the common way to say it is if it's a life-changing or life-altering amount of money. How I would rephrase it is if it's a life-affecting amount of money, then that's a different calculus for sure. Like there's no other person that can tell the person with the bet what that value is to you. And so if you deem that to be, well, look, if I can cash out at this number, and that number really affects my life in a positive way, I'm never going to tell you not to do it.
Right.
That's what you're sort of referring to, right?
Yeah. And I also have a little note down, too. Something's been bothering me, and you guys are both going to agree, I think. I'm all about, believe it or not, responsible gambling. Mm-hmm. Like New Jersey's very strict on responsible gambling. Going to make it the big deposit. They want to know where the money comes from, where it came from. Did it come from a bank account? Even what you do for a living, if it's a large amount. And I say large, like literally, if you deposit $50,000, they want to know where that came from and what do you do for a living. Know your customer, by the way. That's a law that they have. And I don't know if it's an internal law, definitely, but it's definitely probably a state or a federal because they wouldn't want to do it. Know where your customer. That's casinos, gaming wide. They want to know your customers aren't going to set up for failure. But there's ways around that, too. Don't let no one kid you. There's ways around that. So I am just really upset that I keep on seeing, like, Drake playing roulette on winning $1 million of spinning. Kids at home rooting for him saying, well, I got to do that. Without just –
such a good point.
It's just like why don't they tell you that roulette is, before you start into this, roulette is 5.26% against you. It's one of the worst games you can play in the casino. Yeah. And
you think Drake is giving him the odds on that on his Instagram?
No, he's not. And it's very irresponsible. It's not just him. There's other people, too. I went out the other night with some guys that I went out. We're going to talk about here. Maybe we'll talk about it next break. Let me just talk about this guy that went out, and he was also at the table. He is a guy on Instagram that has 770,000 followers, something like that. He's a promoter of a site called Prize Picks, which I didn't even know what it was, to be honest with you.
He's an influencer.
Yeah, he's an influencer of Prize Picks. The money he makes is unbelievable at 21 years old. Insane money. Insane. 7 figures, not just $1 million either a year.
Not from Prize Picks, because he's an influencer on Instagram.
He makes a lot of it from Prize Picks too.
All right.
But he does make some from being the influencer too. But he does make a couple million a year from Prize Picks. So now when he wanted a lot of questions out of me, and he's a nice kid too. Actually, for 21, he's very mature. He had a lot of questions for me. I was out with a group, which we'll explain in a second. So about sports betting and about prop betting, because I find out Prize Picks is prop betting. So it's prop betting only, where you could bet only parlays. Now I'm saying, wow, can I bet correlated parlays? Can I bet quarterback over, their wide receiver over, maybe something, maybe even it's props. I don't know if you could bet the total over. So if you want to put something in there together. And, of course, I'm thinking to myself, it's just going to be like a same-game parlay or something. They're going to affect – and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. The odds are not the bang for your buck that you deserve. Yeah.
No. Yeah. But these sites only show winners. They only show happy tickets. Of course. They don't show the homeless shelters and the sewers where people are living that are betting.
Well, the Drake thing,
stuff.
The guy that you met is obviously a lesser version, but still a significant version of Drake. But you're right about the Drake thing, because – we cannot even fathom the size of their followers, right? Like someone like at the level of Drake in terms of his popularity and his Q rating, globally.
He's getting 20 million hits on a roulette video.
By the way, I was in Toronto with fashion stylist Deborah Song, and we drove by Drake's house.
Oh, okay.
It is like Buckingham Palace.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even kidding you.
Wow.
Like I'm not exaggerating. You drive by, you're like, that's his house?
Yeah.
It's like Buckingham Palace. Have you ever gone as a tourist to Buckingham Palace?
Yeah.
It's like that. So you're right in that, like, it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
And again, we're
not saying that Drake shouldn't gamble like that.
That's
He's got
right.
his own money. He's
That's
worth
right.
$1 billion.
That's right.
Fine. You want to win $1 million? By the way, he's betting too much of his bankroll per spin. But that's another lesson for another time.
But that's his business.
That's his business,
and he can handle whatever he wants.
It's just the kids that's watching him saying, "Oh, I got to do that.
Yeah,
I want to do that."
It's really a dangerous.
It's like these slot machine guys. I had a slot machine. I don't know if you even know this. So I had a slot person, a media guy, reach out to me, and he's like, "Hey, this is a year and a half ago." He's like, "You can make some money filming slot machines." He said, "You play video poker and stuff, but the slot machines you can make a lot of money." Because we have two guys that are making upwards of $1 million a year. One's a girl, one's a guy. And I was like, "What do you mean? Just showing the slot machine?"
Yeah, what's that?
So he shows me. I actually meet him for lunch. He shows me all this paperwork. He's like, "Yeah, I got permission at this casino, this casino, this casino. Every major casino, every one. Put it this way.
Oh,
I don't know any they didn't.
Because it promotes all the winning.
It promotes the winning, and the casinos themselves are promoting it.
Of course.
But I you can at the Wynn is one of them.
Wait, that's $1 million a year job?
I can't believe this. So he shows me
Bydlon.
the Wynn.
At the Wynn too, so I can do my falconry and that.
The Wynn.
That sounds like a good day.
The falconry. Remember?
You know about the falconry?
Yeah, the falconer. Yeah. So the Wynn allows you, but not high limit, but they allow you on the floor, or you can go to Encore and film. And I was like, wow, I'm trying to get this by me. The casinos usually don't even allow like to have cameras or a phone in the sports book.
Yeah.
They don't want to show. Now you can't show other customers and stuff, but
they understand the power of that. Yeah,
I looked into it more, and this girl that's on there, and that's this guy's client. He showed me checks, bike wires that she gets. I can't believe this girl makes $1 million a year. Now, you're going to lose your own money, though. I didn't like that part. You're going to gamble your own money. So she loses $200,000.
Oh.
She loses $200 to $250 a year.
Of course she does.
But she gets all the perks of the suites,
Yeah.
even the jets, the private things. To make the money back. It's kind of interesting. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about the subject.
Yeah. Mark Meltzer like Seltzer, Man About Town, was at G2E. He showed me video. There's like slot machines that now follow you around the casino.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the Terminator one. Yeah, it's creepy.
Oh, my God. More with the Crack Man, including his meeting, can I say it?
Sure.
With Dana White.
Oh, yeah.
On the other side. Numbers Game, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Gill Alexander, we get tweets at Beating the Book, always appreciated. LFC title records. All I heard from Aaron Schatz say from those two segments about this week, according to his DVOA, is the bet at his numbers are to bet the Chiefs minus 13.5 tonight and the Dolphins minus 16.5 on Sunday. I guess LFC title records felt it was a very pro-Chiefs, pro-Dolphins conversation.
That differential from the Giants down to, I don't even know who the second last
Carolina.
The difference between that was shocking to me.
How great were those two Aaron Schatz segments, by the way?
That was awesome. Him diving into that MVP conversation, considering he is one of 50 voters.
One of 50.
Really gives you some insight. I mean, when we talk about...
He is 2% of the entire voting field.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to say, keep in mind that when we talk about Heisman things, when there's 4,000 of them or whatever, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Futac, one of 1 million voters. Rick Ollier. When Crack gets there today, can you ask if he has any access to comp hotel rooms?
Oh, that's funny.
Bill Krackomberger is your reference number.
Did I show you last night at dinner? Someone actually.
Yeah, you did.
It's unbelievable. Someone said, "Can you get my son a casino rate or something? Can you help him out with a discount rate?" Obviously, you don't follow me on media.
Confirmation number is Bill Krackomberger. Brian Rosenthal. Anytime a guest or host can drop a Sopranos reference, it makes my day. However, referring to the Finn dinner moment was shocking and probably 50-1 to be mentioned. Well done.
That was it. That was the Finn dinner moment. Yeah, Sopranos. All right.
Charlie D, USA #1. Don't jump out of a plane that's working. Incognito.
I agree.
Incognito Better says, I've gone skydiving. The altitude is one thing, but honestly, the weirdest thing is that once you hit terminal velocity, it just feels like you're floating, and you don't realize you're actually falling. Well, that's interesting.
Guys my size don't float, my man.
And guys like him, there's no way we're doing tandem. Silent Mike D says, I like the Silent Mike D. What about Slotzilla right outside your door? I've done Slotzilla. Have you done that, Kelley?
Wow, you did it?
Oh, yeah, because when
No, it's another one. Nope.
Oh no, I did it because whenever.
See, that's not a heights thing because it's not that high up.
It's not but it's high enough.
But it's just I don't need to be strapped in like that or
Right, but when Gracie,
if I saw me doing it, I'd be like, look at that fat guy up there going along.
No, when Gracie was 11 or 12 years old, there was nothing I wouldn't do. Like whatever she wanted to do, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And the Slotzilla thing, which is a zip line, by the way, you can do it one of two ways. You can go Superman style or sitting. I went Superman style. This is the real man's way to do it. But it is a function of weight. So she weighed like, a feather compared to me, fatty. I was at the end of it, and she was like halfway there.
I've also seen people get stuck.
Oh, no, I didn't get
like
stuck.
where they get to like 20 yards to the landing, and then it just kind of stops, and they have to reel them in a bit.
It's insane.
Incognito Better also has a tennis question. Great quick discussion on hedging. I'm facing some of those questions right now, sitting on a Humbert 300-1 and Urquhart at 25-1 in Shanghai. I did take a small piece of Rublev tomorrow that will make that bet a wash. Norman Vegas, regarding skydiving, you are correct about the perception of the ground being so far away. I went skydiving on my 28th birthday. Then you jumped by yourself on a static line. You do start to hear things as the ground gets closer, and it happens quickly. You start to hear things.
That is terrifying to me. That is terrifying.
And he goes on to say, so the perception is one thing, but let me tell you, it is a crazy feeling when they open the door to a perfectly good airplane at 10,000 feet and tell you to get out. Instructor said, you paid to be taken up in a plane. You didn't pay to land in the plane. Man, so great. All right, so you hung out with Dana White.
Yeah, Dana and for about 4 hours we were. I was trying to think if I should say. It doesn't matter, I guess. People know it's on.
Dana cleared you to talk.
No,
about
not that. No, Dana cleared me that. But
Yeah.
I'm saying where we played blackjack. But it's on social media. So we're at Red Rock.
Red Rack's a totally different thing.
Red Rum. So we were there over at Red Rock, and so Dana is something. He really is. We were together the whole night, and he is an amazing guy. And had no idea how generous he was to other people like this. By the way, he first started out, I guess I could say this, he started out he was down $320,000 in 7 minutes. He was down 6 minutes. He was down $320,000.
Happens to Kelley every night.
Yeah.
Down $320,000.
And
7 minutes.
Yeah, just not without the K part.
Yeah.
Takes another marker and proceeds to go on a total tear and gets the 300 back plus about 100. But every time he got like up to 200, he would take 100 and pay 100 back. And then he would have their money.
What do you mean pay 100 back?
It's very unusual the way he does that, because I don't see players do that. When I've been around a lot of high players, and I don't usually see them do that. So in other words, he takes a $100,000 marker, he loses, takes another $100,000 and wins the 100 back. He'll pay that 100 back in the middle of playing. He's still playing.
Oh, I see.
But he'll pay that 100 back. So anyway, he did that a couple times. Finally got back to even, and he quit. He was up like $100,000 and quit. But it's hard to quit when the other people are playing around. And John Orlando's playing, the big social media influencer, which, by the way, that kid was down 21 years old. He was down 40,000. He was down. What an amazing comeback these guys made, really. This kid's down to 40,000. He was down about, he was in 40. He was down 38,000. He had 2,000 left and got his money back.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So this kid was 21 years old. Like I said, he got his money back.
You said Dana helped him off the canvas?
I'm going to say that.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dana helps everybody.
Yeah.
So now Dana is up like 100, and he gives the kid like $3,000 for a hand to double with. That's how it started. The kid had $3,000. He doubled with the $3,000. He didn't have $3,000. He only had $1,000 or so, or $2,000. He had $2,000 left. Dana gave him $1,000 to put on top of it. He won that hand. He went broke again after that, and Dana gave him, here, just take another $5. And Dana just gave it to him. Now he gets back a lot of money and tries to give the money back to Dana. Dana won't take it. He goes, no, I'm good. Not only that, Dana started playing again now. So Dana goes back in, and then loses, and then goes upside down 100. Just amazing. Because after that session, he gives the dealer $5,000. And after the next session, he gives the dealer $5,000. Meanwhile, right now, he's losing 100. The only winner is the kid and the dealer. So when it all was said and done, Dana won $110,000 and gave away $80,000, including this $1,000 chip that I have here, which I kind of got upset. I was like, Dana, no. He goes, no. Everyone around me has to take it out. I still have the $1,000 chip. He's like, no, you have to take that. I said, I backed away like he was getting mad. You know what I mean? Like you have to take it. You know. So
just to advance this, and
sure.
I want to be. I'm not trying to be the bad guy here, but I was. Is he being too generous in your opinion?
Listen, that's not for me to say, but I am a tipper.
Yes.
I am a tipper. I said it last night at dinner. I tip a lot of money, thousands a month, for different things. But for different things like leaving my car up front of valet, for getting to the front of a line, for doing something for someone moving faster, whatever it may be. I tip for a lot of things. And then I tip just to go to restaurants. I'm always starting at 20% to it. So I'm very generous. Nothing like Dana White. Dana White is in a league of his own. I've been around some of the richest guys, private jets, millionaires, doesn't matter, Jews, Italians, doesn't matter what they are. Wannabes, not wannabes, real guys, multimillionaires. I've been around a couple billions. No one tips like Dana White. Nobody. He just takes care of everybody. Now, waitresses, he gave the waitress at least $1,000, probably more. $1,000.
What a beautiful thing for those guys.
Gave the dealer
That's
30.
So awesome.
Gave the dealers $35,000. I think $35,000. He gave the dealers.
$35K to the dealers
over the course of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You understand? He only won like 110. He gave them 35% of his profit. So he gave the girl that cut the cards $5,000. Girl cut the cards. He gave her $5,000.
That's all she did. She just cut the cards. She just went like this.
She just cut the cards.
$5,000.
I'm also that guy.
Gave her $5,000.
Like someone else cut it.
And it was my friend's girlfriend. So he gave her $5,000. He gave everyone at the table thousands and thousands, including the one kid he gave $15,000 to. That 5 became 15.
Wow.
Gave him 15. Now, when it's all said and done, all over with, obviously they have some kind of a deal going. And I asked Dana ahead of time. I said, Dana, can I talk about this on the show? He's like, yeah. He's like, as a matter of fact, all right, we'll work on that in the future. But anyway, we should get him on. No, we should get him on. We should get him on.
I like where that's going.
So, because I'm going to have him on my podcast already. He agreed to come on.
Okay.
So, he gave the floor people, which I've never seen. The floor people, the pit boss, the shift manager, all the guys in suits. He had his
just
right
on his
man.
way out. Anybody he ran into.
Yeah, he had $500 packs rolled up, and he gave out 5 of them to 5 different guys in suits. So he gave and so now. Now
it's like how can you get in his path as he goes?
He knows.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
So Dana knows I'm a professional gambler, so he pulls me to the side. He said, "Crack, I know you think I'm nuts here, right?" He said, "I don't care. I'm giving everything away. Whatever I win tonight, I'm giving away anyway. It doesn't matter." He said, "Whatever I win, I give away." And he's been on a sick tear. I don't want to say how much. It's over $1 million in blackjack recently. So ever since the Boston UFC event, good guy, man, good guy. Helps a lot do we rate people on how they tip and take care of people? That's the way I do it. I'm sorry.
That's a great window into him. That's awesome. Dana White hanging out with the Crack Man. More with Crack Man. Bill Krackomberger at Bill Crackman with the K on Twitter. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Gill Alexander, we get tweets at Beating the Book. Numbers guys. Carbone's wife and I went to Vegas for first time in several years. Carbone, hands down, our favorite. No bad meals, but Carbone was otherworldly. Maybe the rigatoni is what they're pushing, but rightfully so. Oh, they're pushing a bunch. That's for sure. This is from Blue Hen Bill. There's an original Twilight Zone episode called, oh wow, this is interesting, called The Fever, where a slot machine follows a guy around and calls his name.
Oh my God!
Calls his name until he finally jumps out of the window. It's hilarious. I do remember that. That's true. Twilight Zone, so ahead of its time, man. Silent Mike D. I'm coming to see you guys Halloween. I am going to do it this time. We look forward to it, man. D-Gen Southern Gent. To your point about if Peyton Manning had been drafted by another team, Archie knew how important it was for his offspring to avoid certain franchises. Who knows how different his career trajectory would have been if Eli was a Charger? We will never know. It's a very good point, though. Yeah.
Speaking of those kind of things, I think I showed you last night at dinner the golf for money, right?
Oh, yeah, G2E, yeah.
G2E. So not only this is like they usually have a lot of like what is it called? Prototypes, things that are going to come out.
Kelley will love this.
This is actually going to be out next month.
Yeah.
Next month it goes live. You're actually betting on it's let me see. It's called Real Money Games or Real Money Skill Games. You're betting on a shot, and to hit a target.
Okay,
And
this is like the video screen. This is like what the Tiger Woods Rory McIlroy League is going to be like in the spring.
So you won $5 because he hit it within 50 feet.
But it's a casino game.
It's a casino game. Mm-hmm. It's $3. He has it set for $3 per shot, and you can win if you get within 5 feet. You get $30. You 10 times your money within so.
Oh my God!
So now this is going live. It's already approved. Everything. It's going live. My thing was, and I said, well, what if you get a Tiger Woods?
Yeah, well, Tiger Woods shows up
coming in, and obviously they're going to even scratch golfers, and I'm very cynical. I'm cynical. I'm thinking this thing's got to rob you sooner or later.
I mean, I hear you, but isn't that
listen to this.
He says no. He says no, because the first time you play, you may be able to get us for the $30, or not even the 30. You may be able to get us for $6. The thing you could do is double your money is the smallest prize, but it's going to take an eye scan of you, facial recognition, and it's going to put that into the game, where it's going to make it a tougher game for a Tiger Woods to play.
So they know how to.
So they know
how to automatically make the target harder.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
so I wonder if does that apply to every human being?
Every human being.
So you're getting whatever my handicap is that I entered at whatever golf course once upon a time into a computer. Oh, that's kind of scary and awesome.
Yeah.
So don't you think you're going to game the system, DAY-bring?
Right. Wow. There's a name from the past.
Yeah. I guess it's the same thought, though, of like
Listen,
when
Keith Clearwater, you're not going to game this
thing.
thing.
When Bill walks into a sports book, it's kind of, a little the same thing, right? It's if Tiger walked up to that machine, it's red lights go.
I'll ask both of you guys. I don't know this. So facial recognition goes by your. Does every single person have a different eye strand or something?
A retinal scan of
do we all have different eyes?
Yeah.
Now, from a camera, we're not putting our face into it. Yeah. Is it like a fingerprint? Everyone's unique. Is that what it is?
No, because I've heard of other people like being able to open up their phones with like their kids or something.
Right.
It has something to do with like the triangulation of your like eyes, your eyes, nose or something like that.
And I walked away.
An expert on this.
Yeah,
I read one article on it about like 6 years ago. Okay, times may have changed.
I walked away saying I could still circumvent that. You put like eye things in, sunglasses. What if I go up here with sunglasses on? You know what I mean? This guy's not play with sunglasses. But you think of these things. But this is not even, like I said, it's not a prototype, but something for the future. Next month, for some reason, San Diego. Oh, that's another thing. There's no gambling in California, yet they can gamble because it's a skilled-based game in California. They can gamble. So they're opening in San Diego.
You remember that when they used to use that for the distinction between fantasy sports and actual betting?
That's what they're. By the way,
this is actual skill. Yeah.
By the way, not legal in Nevada. This is not legal in Nevada because it's a skilled-based game.
That's why fantasy. That's why fantasy's not legal here either, right?
Right. Yeah, but then it's what
quote,
poker
unquote.
Gets into this conversation.
So
that's true.
And it's poker's not skill somehow.
Funny,
It never makes any sense.
I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying what they're using.
Yeah.
As a poker player, it infuriates me.
By the way, one more thing I want to go back to the Dana White thing because I asked, I was like, is he being too generous? And I could tell it might have been misunderstood. I didn't mean like. Is it a beautiful thing in generosity from the soul? That's a beautiful thing. What I meant was from a strict gambling monetary perspective of if you're winning $110,000, you're giving $80,000 of it away. By the way, Dana, in that sale, this is all public information, the sale of UFC was a $4 billion sale. Dana reportedly walked away with $360 million, and the big caveat to it is he was smart enough it wasn't like he just made his $360 million and walked away. He, according to reports, still has 9%.
Oh wow! Okay, so he's still by the way, it's worth over $10 billion.
Yeah.
So that makes him a billionaire.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this is just
what
fun.
What a wonderful story.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I knew Dana White played blackjack big, and I know that actually, believe it or not, he's limited in certain casinos. Like he won't even go to certain casinos. Because they banned them from playing anything like more than a couple grand. Yeah, some of the big names on the strip too, which it's actually amazing. He mentioned it to me about that. I'd have to ask him first. He was with some big names 2 weeks ago and playing, and they limited him at a certain place. But wanted to talk about it because you know you tip along the way in blackjack. You put a $5 bet or a $10 bet for your 25 once in a while. I understand, or your $50 or $100 bet. You put something for the dealers. I just don't know. For the way he does it is, but then again, it's just sport. It's to have fun because the guy will be down money, but the only one that's winning is the dealer and the kid in the So, but it's just fun for him. It's fun, and I really appreciated that night. And like he's like, "Oh, you come any night, don't worry." He said, when I come out." So I'm not part of the team yet, but I'm in. Anyway, it was nice to see that kind of money getting thrown around and what regular people do and how they react.
Absolutely. They must be super appreciative.
Yeah. You're giving a dealer, not a dealer, you're giving the waitress $1,000 cash. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money to give a waitress.
Oh, yeah.
So
$1,000's a lot of money, period.
Yeah. It was so nice. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I kept this $1,000 trip that he gave me because I was going to say to him, hey, listen, can you let's get your what's your charity? I want to put this to your charity. But John Orlando said, no, don't do that. Because he gives it to you because he feels that's lucky for everybody. Like that's your money, Mm-hmm. So, but that's not why I was there for, though.
Well, we have covered the gamut from tandem skydiving, skydiving, to the generosity of Dana White, to the irresponsibility of Drake on social media.
Yeah. We have a fan on the show. That guy just give me the thing of listening, like this guy Todd Bubba Horowitz. You know him? So he gave me this. He gave me Todd. You got to give us more of these things. It's a what do you call that thing when it's you can move your little thing around.
You're moving it around. So
you can it's like a pen for
the stylus.
The stylus.
Yeah. So it's a stylus. I love this part though. It cleans your things perfectly.
Wow.
So Todd, give us some of these for the staff over here. You give me one.
It's a beautiful thing.
But, no, he's a good guy. It's something I was just thinking about too. When it was in front of me with everything else that's in this bag, like I said to Kelley, I can have anything in my bag here. Where I'm like a big kid, mints, gum, top, yo-yo. Always got to have a yo-yo. You never know when yo-yo's coming in.
Do you really have a yo-yo in your bag?
No, but I sometimes do. I have a lot of things that you wouldn't believe. Anyway, it was a really good night, but it also made me think about the responsible gambling aspect of it because I don't follow TikTok and Instagram. I'm not. I have a guy that does it for me a little bit. I'm Twitter. That's it. That's me on Twitter, myself answering. No one has access to it except for me. But the TikToks and the Instagram supposedly was where the money is. I guess it's
for the kids with the influencers,
like the influencers and stuff.
They make so much.
But I don't like the lies. Like you can't pay me to lie and say something's good when it's not. You know what I mean? Even like I do a Fox show on the weekends, so they want to do a same game parlay. And what do I say?
No.
So listen, I'm doing it because you forced me to do it. I'm putting a thing on. I'm going to bet some correlations here, but I'm building it, but I can't force myself to bet something with double-digit hold.
You do anything on tonight's game at all?
Nothing on tonight's game, but I just showed Kelley amongst my tickets here. I ran down to South Point because you can't bet big money on the app there. That's one of the places that you have to go in person if you're looking to bet bigger money. I made a pretty large bet on Detroit -3.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love how the South Point keeps that 3.5. They won't go juice on there. So I made a bet.
By policy, they don't do that. Michael Gaughan's edict.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Detroit Lions Bills play in the NFL season on the road at Tampa Bay. Billy, always a pleasure, man.
I'm gone? I'm done?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but you're welcome to hang the last segment if you want.
Listen, I'm out.
No,
it's all over.
No, you can hang.
Oh.
We're just going to talk normal stuff.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just sip in the background.
Numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.